Welcome back, baseball fans, to the 69, 70, 71, 72 Carryover League. We're getting into the final portion of the 1970 box, and that takes us to free agents. So we're going to start with the free agents. These guys can sign with any team, and we're going to start with the catchers and work our way through the outfielders. Start with Bob Montgomery. Not much to see there. Probably not. Ellie Hendricks. Remember, the Orioles had the rights to him, or not the rights, but he's in their 69 stack. They could either take him there or here, depending on which year. He hit 12 homers, I think, both years. Very similar. Greg Goosen. Here now we go to first base. He is a first baseman against lefties, and he's okay. Nice on base percentage there. Outfielder Ron Stone, a left-handed outfielder without speed or power and some on-base ability. It's around 260, 262. Willie Crawford, he'll be better than this. Was this 243 maybe? 234. Angel Bravo, don't think so. 277. Bill Sorrell. He's got power, but it's about 271, right? 267. All right, back to catchers again. Thomas Satriano, actually not that bad. Left-handed hitting catcher with power. Gets on just enough, make it interesting at least. But the arm's +1. Got a -1 arm. I'd say he might get in the lead, but probably not. Dalton Jones can play 3 infield positions. Left-handed guy with power. Sort of like the last guy we just saw, but not as good as him. Probably at 227, 220. John Mayberry. No, don't take this guy because we know he'll do better in 72. Keith Lampard. Nope, not much there. Jim Stewart. Switch hitter, outfielder, and infielder. You know what? The fact that he can play all over the place gives him some value. 267 hitter. Tito Fuentes, all 3 infield positions. Switch hitter. Yeah, I think so. It's possible. 267, sure. I could see it happening. 3 infield positions. Bob Allison of the Twins? Yes. Well, he's got the on-base percentage against lefties, but maybe. Very young Von Joshua. He's a 2 in the outfield, but doesn't have the speed or power yet. 266. I mean, you want to be more critical with your first baseman than your outfielders. Ramon Webster, again, no, he's got power, but nothing. It's okay. 259. John Jeter in the outfield is okay against righties. Just okay. Jim Beauchamp against lefties is, well, that's not, yeah, well, +5 arm. Nice. 238 hitter. Larry Heisel. Well, a 3 in center with a -1 arm isn't bad. Has some on bases. 205. Jim Ferry. Not really. Jim Holt. Oh, here we go. How about a 2 -2 E2? That's already good. And if you hit 267, that'd be good too. It's 266. I like that defense. Put him in the center field in a platoon, maybe. That would be bad. LeRon Lee, I think he has some better years coming. I think in 72 he's got a good year. Here, not quite. Willie Smith, we saw him in 69. He had a better card in 69. Ed Crosby, again, a left-handed hitting infielder, can play all 3 infield positions. And his offense is okay. What, 258? 253. Cleo James. A beef stealer with power. That's nice. 3 -1 E3 in center field. If we could just hit a little more, you know, 210. If you could hit like 260, 270, I would have said yeah, but not 210. Mike Hirschberger. Again, you got to be more discriminating on outfielders. 235 now. All right, Houston's catcher John Edwards is available. How about a lefty catcher who hits lefties better than righties in this case? Gosh, give me the -1 arm at least if you can, but he can't. It's +1. Jim French, we saw him in the 69 box. And -1 arm though. Not much power. Walks are nice though, of course. Tom Egan, you got to do better with the arm. But actually, you know what? The offense against righties isn't that bad. 238 hitter, but it's all righty-righty action here, which is actually pretty cool. Don Wirt. Okay, got a defensive third baseman here against lefties, but not that great against lefties at 218. Not looking good in this box for free agents. Tom Reynolds. Right fielder. No power, no speed. Oh, 250. Danny Thompson. All three infield positions. His stick is not quite where you want it to be. Again, we are seeing a lot of guys with 3 infield positions though, so those guys are going to be considered. Luis Alcaraz, no, nothing to do here. Great defense at second, but no much point. Rich Morales, that's a rough card there. 188, 161. All right, how about a left-handed second baseman who's a 2E41 with no stick and no power and no speed? That's what that is. Rich Rennick, okay. Well, we got something interesting happening here. We have a third baseman against the lefties with some power. And not too much of a liability against righties. So this is a platoon player. And infield outfield as well. So even a DH against lefties. So this is possible at least. Basically because of that split against lefties. Max Alvis, nice. More home runs than that, or more on bases than that, or better defense than that, or something. It's just not enough there. Frank Baker. Now, the funny part about this is the Orioles actually do need a shortstop to replace Cal Ripken, but he's with the Yankees in this year. But they have Bobby Grich coming up. That doesn't hurt. I mean, a left-handed hitting shortstop's a 321 and is halfway decent against righties. This guy will probably get in the league. In a league that seems to be not as talented as in previous years. Rich Rollins, power against righties, not much more than that. All right, a catcher with a -2 arm. That's always interesting to have in your league. He's got the home runs against righties. It's what, 229? Oh, I guessed one finally. 229. Ellie Rodriguez. See, normally this guy's an on-base machine. Usually has a ton of walks on his card. Maybe I'll wait a little bit until he gets more walks on his card. 225. Jerry May. He's got some walks against lefties. 0 arm. He's not that bad. 209. Rico Joseph. Let's see, we got a first baseman against lefties, but not really that much. Yeah. Gil Gerardo. And now wait a minute, we actually got a guy here who's got something to offer. He can hit lefties. That's a good batting average there. Homer 1 to 7, but no power. That's weird. Short and second. Yeah, this is what what's the percentages like? 271, 264. It's a very 27% against lefties. That's a pretty cool card. B hit runner. Steve Hovley, we saw this guy in 69. I think he was better in the 69 box too. Joe Askew, another catcher. Oh, if he had power, I might be more intrigued. 242. Tom McGraw, again, this guy is just not hitting enough. He's a 2 at first, B stealer. A left-hand stick with power against lefties and righties, but just not enough hits on the card. Yeah, 2 out of 20. You don't want that at first base. All right, Ron Brand. We saw him in the Montreal 69 card. It's actually pretty good against lefties. Look at the triple on 2-7 there. Catcher and all the infield positions. That's versatile. Brand might get in a league just because of that versatility. Frank Quilici, a second baseman against lefties, can play all the infield positions. That's about that. Russ Snyder, left-handed hitting outfielder, who... no, 232. George Spriggs, no, nothing much there. Tommy Dean, a 321 at short against lefties, maybe. Nah, not really, not much. Sea Stealer. You know, you have to look at, when you get a halfway decent defense, now you're looking at bunting, hitting, running, stealing, finding something with, you know. Now here's a guy, I wish his defense was better. This is actually a better hitter than the ones we've seen. 243 hitter here. Hits lefties better than righties. He is an A-bunter and a B-hit runner. I wish his defense was a little better than that, but it's still not too bad, considering the other guys we've seen. Jose Arcia, all the infield positions and an outfield position. Not much stick or power or speed or anything else. Just a guy. These are just guys, pretty much most of these guys. So, you know, it's in that category of doesn't really matter too much. Luis Alvarado. Left side of the infield with power against lefties and not much of it. It's like I'm looking at the same card with a different name on it. All right, we got a 2 at short. Always valuable. Jack Heidemann, a 2, E31, no power against lefties, power against righties, no stick. No stealing, no hit and running, and not much bunting either. One of those rare 2s who probably won't get in the league because everything else about him is not very good, other than him being a 2. At a great position, shortstop. 211, 445 at-bats. This is an era where you just might want to get a 2 at short. Hey, look at this, Tony La Russa. Nice little second baseman with on-base percentage. And now I know why he's a manager. Because, yeah. Hit 198. There you go. Bobby Heiss. We know he is a utility guy all throughout the 1970s, mostly against lefties. Hey, the defense is good everywhere. 2 at second base. The stick against lefties is okay. B hit and runner. B bunter. This guy's on the inside track to getting a utility spot in the league. 234. Gus Gill can play 2 infield positions, none very well. Power, on base, not enough on base, not enough power. $1.85 bat, nope. All right, here's a 2 at second base. Danny Doyle, left-hander. No power, no stealing. Gosh, why aren't you an 8 bunter and a B hit and runner, Danny Doyle? 208 and 413 at bats, boy. I mean, you're going to find, it seems like there's going to be 24 second basemen who hit 240 because there's 24 baseball teams. I mean, everybody's going to have a guy when you have so many guys like this. Gary Sutherland. Second, third, and short, B hit and runner, no power, no stick, 206. This is our third look at this box, not the fourth look, but we commented that in the 69 it was their last chance. Well, this is almost their last chance. They have 2 more cracks at it, but right now I'm not impressed with this box at all, really. Bob Astromonte. One thing we have in the box, though, is versatility. A lot of guys play multiple positions, and that might be their ticket, because other than that, Milt Ramirez, Charlie Manuel, we just start rolling these. Ugh, that was awful. All right, let's take a pause before we get into our another group, the pitchers and some other free agents. All right, we have some more hitters. Before we get to the pitchers, we have some more hitters, and these are guys who actually were in the Carryover League in the previous year that left and never got back in. Let's start with some cards that of course are nameless cards I'm not using, but their 11s used to be in the league. Then he missed out last year, as did John Lowenstein, as did Jerry Royce and Ken Singleton, Hal McRae, and Bobby Grich. Guys who were in baseball in 1983, not 1984, and then these cards simply weren't good enough to get into the Carryover League last year. But what about now? Jerry Royce, starter 7, Remember, the talent's going to be dipped a little bit. 411, 127 innings pitched. Maybe. Maybe. Ken Singleton. You can see the on-base machine get rolling. This might be his rookie year with the Mets, isn't it? Yeah, he's with the Mets. 263 for the Mets. Interesting. Fun card. This is the one where if you get him in 70, and then when his 70 card's up, you can bring up his 73 or 74 card, which are very good. So we'll have to see with Singleton. I mean, he might actually have a good 71 and 72 card anyway, and that point would be moot. We wouldn't need this one. All right, here's Hal McRae's rookie card for the Cincinnati Reds, I believe, right? Yes, he played in the 70 World Series. He's not the player he would be for the Kansas City Royals as a DH, but still, that's good stick against lefties. And here's Bobby Grich. We already know that the 1972 Bobby Grich card will be the one we take. So, not much there either. And now we're going to get to the pitching. All right, the final cards in the 70 box, because these guys are all nameless cards right here. Matter of fact, I'll add the nameless Darrell Evans and John Lowenstein to that box, and add these hitters to this box before we get into looking at the pitchers. So, pitching. The 69 free agents, we know the 69 pitching was worse than the hitting. Let's see how it turns out with the pitchers. Okay. Ron Cook, lefty. Always good to have a lefty. Not a lot of hits, too many walks. Not that bad. He throws left-handed, and that always gets a job. 373 wouldn't surprise me if he gets in the league, just because he's left-handed, and he doesn't give up a lot of homers. And single 105 there, the walks, whatever. He'll probably get in the league. Mike Paul, we like his 1969 card better. So Fred Norman, or Freddie Norman as he's called here. He started with the Cardinals. 2-0, 514, very young Fred Norman. I believe he'll be better. He'll have better cards. That's a little bit too many home runs and too many walks. It's a deadly combination. Mike Kekich just could not get it together. I've seen so many Kekich cards with like a 460 or 480 ERA. It's just like, what do you do with guys like this, you know? All right, here's Joe Gibbon. He's got a better 69 card. Yeah. So this is another one you want to stay away from because you know 69 Gibbon's better. Mike Davison, a lefty. He's not even situational lefty, and it's homer 1-17 there, 1-16 there now. 68%. This guy's ERA's got to be like 520 or something. 650. Yeah, terrible. Oh my goodness. We might want to hold this up here, please. If you've oh my goodness. Yeah, he's your closer. And he's your closer. And Barry Bonds is stepping into the batter's box. Yeah. So that is a unprecedented amount of home runs I've never seen before. Statistically, I bet you he's pretty good though, right? 4.15 ERA. Look at the walk strikeout ratio. 1 walk and 21 strikeouts. If you just didn't throw the 7 gopher balls, dude. What a bizarre card that is. I mean, could you draft him and just have him face righties only? I mean, that would be too bad. You can't let a lefty bat against him, but I mean, yeah, just, I don't know what to say. Fun card. Floyd Weaver. Like the last guy. Oh, that's not too bad. 435. A very young Mike Marshall. Long man. Now here he's good, but unfortunately for me, we know he's better than this. So this card would normally get in the league, but unfortunately, there's going to be a better Mike Marshall card that will get in the league, which means I still have to find somebody in this box. So that's always a little frustrating. when a guy, you know, has four decent years, and you know, no particular year is better than the next. Alan Foster, it's kind of rocky starter there. Is okay. 425, 199 innings. Ted Abernathy, we saw him in the Cubs bullpen, and he was a little better there. 257. Depends on how much you think about the walks. The homer 1 fly ball, the single 1 to 5 there. I don't know. This one might be better than the other one. It's kind of tough. Ron Willis. This guy's not that bad. Homer 1 to 3 fly ball, 1 to 12 line out, 1 to 7 line out. It's not that bad, really. 402. That's about right. But it's a you know, high floor, low ceiling 402 for Ron Willis. Tony Cloninger, we know he'll go to the Reds, but Reds, be careful. You get a good Cloninger. You don't want to waste your World Series opportunity with a weak spot in your rotation. This one's 383 ERA. Okay, star 7. Timmerman has a good 72 card. This one's not that bad though. 413. He's got a pretty decent 72 card. Ken Wright. I like a righty who gets lefties out. In this particular case. Probably not. I think, yeah, this one's tough. I don't think so. I mean, maybe. A team looking for a right-handed reliever to get lefties out. Bobby Bolin, starter, gives up home runs. Not that many hits, though. For the Red Sox. 463 ERA. Well, I mean, all the Fenway Park guys are going to be like this. A lot of home runs. Bob Reed, not Ron Reed. Yeah, just not good enough. 489. Fred Cambria, starter, not that bad against lefties, but 422. 355. Let's look at this again. No homers against righties. Homer 1 to 7 against lefties, and single 1 to 8 on single 1 to 4 on 8. 1 to 4 there. Yeah, I guess he can get in the league. It's possible. Jerry Kreider. 445. Jerry Johnson. We're into the Jerrys now. Jerry Johnson walks too many guys. Everybody walks too many guys. Ray Lamb, a righty who gets righties out, sort of, but gives up homers to lefties and walks. 379. It could be where this league has bad pitching and bad hitting, and it all kind of cancels each other out. So that's where we're looking at. It's going to be a pretty wild transition. 240 players from 1984 disappear, and then we're flooded with players to fill those roster spots. I'm thinking the 69 guys are just one and done, and these 70 guys might be one and done too. George Decker, Twins, Cubs, 462. Very young Jim Colburn card. Relief starter, just too many on base, too many. 358 in 73 innings. Not too bad. Look at the home runs again. 1 to 7. Possible. Frank Lindsay. Okay. Most of these guys are Jags. Just a guy. Bruce Dalcanton. Jag. Just a guy gives up triples against lefties on 4-7 and 6-6. Lee Stang out of the Boston bullpen. Oh, nice with the White Sox with a 5.40 ERA. Fred Lasher, a relief 1. That'll help you. Too many walks. 416. Don Cardwell. Memo to the Mets. Take him in 69. He's much better in 69 than he is in 70. Oh yeah, 769. Rich Kester. Extra base hits and walks. all over the place. Terrible. 563. Tom Griffin. Now, he'll have a decent career. But here? Nah. 576. Al Santorini. Home runs, walks. 604 ERA. Dick Such. No. Nope. Don't think so. 756 ERA. Well, buyers beware. Free agents are thin in 1970. That's something to look at. And it's also that you could see teams that have 2 or 3 or 4 guys, they might want to shop the guys they don't pick to other teams and make a deal and get more talent on the roster. There will be good, talented players here that should get in the league instead of what we just saw there. So that's it. The 1975, we've looked at this box, we've looked at the 69 and 70 boxes, the thinner boxes, and when we resume, we'll be looking at the 71 and 72 boxes, and the talent will start getting better because there'll be more cards in the league. Thank you for checking out these videos. We'll see you next time.